Hello students, myself Rakesh Misra. As you all know, the important concepts of biomolecules are going on. In previous video lecture, you have learned the biomolecule number 1, that is carbohydrates. And in this way, you have learned the carbohydrates are the polymer. Actually, in our body, each and every biomolecules are having the important monomers that are available in form of polymers. So polymers of carbohydrates are actually the glucose and the monosaccharides. Now back to the important biomolecules as the proteins. As you all know, proteins form the important structural parts of our body, so that according to Berzelius, proteins are called as first or foremost. Berzelius का concept के according protein को क्या बोला गया? First or foremost. According to Berzelius, Proteus means first or foremost. Why Berzelius called protein as first or foremost? It means without protein the life was not possible on earth. So first the protein form as their monomeric units as the amino acids, and later the important structure of body in form of you, in form of me, and in form of other living being is able to form in the past, and the survival of living being is past in past are actually possible by having the formation of proteins. So you cannot assume the life without the protein. So Berzelius called the protein as the first or foremost. First for the lifespan. Even before the earth formation, the life over the earth, there is nothing happened over the earth, and even in the series of evolution, when the life appeared on the earth, that was actually the simple form of proteins. So as the proteins form, it means the life will automatically generate. So you cannot assume the life over the any kinds of planets in life possible without proteins. So proteins are abundant in amount, also present in your body, and that may are actually having the different roles as they form the antibody to fight against diseases. The protein form antibody to fight against diseases. Protein form enzyme like trypsin, pepsin, renin. Antibody like IgA, IgG, etc. So many antibodies are found. We will discuss it in next class. Enzyme example: trypsin, pepsin, renin, etc. Protein form the hormone. Protein form the hormones like insulin, etc. Glucagon, insulin, etc. Protein form the transport agents in our body like GLUT4, GLUT4. This helps to enable the transport of glucose from one part of the body to another part through the cell to cell. It means it helps to transport the glucose. It helps to transport the glucose. GLUT4 helps to transport the glucose. Not only it forms the enzyme, antibody, hormones, transport, it also responsible to form the important microfibers like collagen. The important parts of our connective tissues, that is known as the collagen, that you have learned in chapter 7, are actually the protein. The most of the body in form of the keratin protein, myosin protein, albumin protein, globulin protein, so many types, so many way of proteins are available in our surrounding. This form the important parts of our body. Important parts of our body. Hair, nail, every body parts are actually the keratin proteins. The muscles of our body are myosin protein. So without protein you cannot assume your body to keep in mind. Normally it is responsible to form the different kinds of our body. The proteins form the receptors of our cells so that the medicines as well as the vaccines able to interact and interfere with the cells. So it form the receptors. It form the receptors of cell. So these are the advantage of proteins. You can write as the heading advantage. Advantages or importance of proteins. Importance of proteins in our life. There should be different points regarding the importance of proteins in our life. The antibody, enzyme, hormones, transport agents, microfibers, important part of our body, body mass, receptors of cells, etc. These are the some important parts and the basic knowledge about protein. Now back to the structures, structural properties and their unit properties of proteins. Now next is the units of proteins. Proteins are the polymer. Proteins are the heteropolymers. Heteropolymers. In previous video lecture you have learned the concepts of homopolymers and heteropolymers. When the polymeric units, when the polymers consist the different types of polymeric units, that is monomers, there will be heteropolymers. When the polymers consist similar kinds of polymeric units, there will be the homopolymers. So proteins are heteropolymers. It means there has different kinds of amino acid, that is the monomers of proteins are held in the synthesis of the proteins. As you all know, the one monomers, there are several monomers are involved in the structure of polymer. The single one is the monomer. If the all one is all one is the A, means all monomeric units are similar in the structure and similar in the properties. Then the polymers are known as homopolymer. Homopolymer. And suppose that there are so many polymers involved in the synthesis, so many monomers involved in the formation of the polymer 2, and this is polymer 1. One is A, other is B, next C, D, E, F, G. It means different kinds of monomeric units involved in the synthesis of the polymers. Then the monomers are not same, and here the monomers are same. Then the homopolymers, if monomers are not same, there will be the heteropolymer. It means proteins are the heteropolymers. What does it mean? It means there are so many kinds of monomers involved in the structure of proteins. And let us talk about what are the monomers of proteins. As you all know, the monomers of carbohydrates was glucose. Here the monomers of proteins are amino acids. The monomers of proteins are amino acid. So it should be noted down by you. Amino acids are the monomers of proteins. The glucose are the monomers of carbohydrates. It means the single glucose, one glucose linked with another glucose through a bond. That bond was actually known as glycosidic bond. But one amino acid linked with another amino acid. Suppose that one amino acid 1, amino acid 2, and similarly amino acid 3, amino acid 4. Each one linked through the very special kinds of bond. Each one is linked through the special kinds of bond, form the chain of proteins, that is known as the peptide bond. Peptide bond, तो कॉन्सेप्ट पे रखना है कि दो मोनोमर के बीच में जब पेप्टाइड बॉन्ड बनेगा तो वो प्रोटीन होगा, दो मोनोमर के बीच में जब ग्लाइकोसिडिक बॉन्ड बनेगा तो वो क्या बनेगा, कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स का पॉलीमर. पॉलीमर मीन्स द डिफरेंट मोनोमेरिक यूनिट्स. मोनोमर्स मीन्स द यूनिट्स ऑफ पॉलीमर्स. ठीक है, बायोमॉलिक्यूल्स में एक्चुअली पॉलीमर्स ही होते हैं. तो जैसे पिछला पढ़ा कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स में स्टार्च, इंसुलिन, ये सब क्या थे, पॉलीमर्स थे. जब इसके मोनोमर्स की स्टडी की तो पता चला एक मोनोमर दूसरे से लिंक है ग्लाइकोसिडिक बॉन्ड से, और वो फिर चेन बना रहा है ग्लाइकोसिडिक, ढेर सारे ग्लाइकोसिडिक बॉन्ड से लिंकअप होते हुए वो बहुत बड़ी चेन बना लिया. तो उस हिसाब से क्या हो गया, उस हिसाब से एक बहुत बड़ा पॉलीसेकेराइड चेन बना. यहाँ पे एक टर्म यूज करेंगे पॉलीपेप्टाइड. एक है तो मोनोपेप्टाइड, दो है तो डाइपेप्टाइड, ऐसे बहुत सारे हैं तो पॉलीपेप्टाइड है. ये सब हम डिस्कस करेंगे जब प्रोटीन का स्ट्रक्चर पढ़ेंगे. अभी तो मोनोमर्स का स्ट्रक्चर हमको पढ़ना है. तो लिखो कॉपी में नेक्स्ट हेडिंग स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ मोनोमेरिक यूनिट्स ऑफ प्रोटीन्स. इसको मैं इरेज कर दे रहा हूं. नाउ द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ monomeric units of proteins. Proteins are made up by unit structure of protein consist amino acids. So amino acids are the structural and functional units of proteins. That is, proteins are polymer of amino acids. The unit structure of amino acids, the unit structure of amino acids includes. अब आते हैं अमीनो एसिड्स का यूनिट स्ट्रक्चर क्या कैरी अप करता है. 3 पॉइंट्स यहाँ पे लिखा है. यूनिट स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ प्रोटीन्स कंसिस्ट अमीनो एसिड्स, इट शुड बी इन योर माइंड. सेकेंडली, प्रोटीन्स आर द पॉलीमर्स ऑफ अमीनो एसिड्स. प्रोटीन्स जो है अमीनो एसिड्स का पॉलीमर्स है, यानी प्रोटीन्स का मोनोमर्स क्या है, अमीनो एसिड्स. द यूनिट स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ अमीनो एसिड्स इंक्लूड्स. अब अमीनो एसिड के स्ट्रक्चर में क्या क्या होता है यहाँ पे नोट डाउन कर लो. पॉइंट 1, a centralized carbon atom, that is known as alpha carbon. A centralized carbon atom, that is known as alpha carbon. Second important characteristics, an amine group, that is NH2. C, a carboxylic acid group, that is COOH. A hydrogen atom, and E, the functional group R, where the R means it may be the hydrogen only, methane, benzene और एल्कोहल, कुछ भी हो सकता है. फंक्शनल ग्रुप R होगा. सेंट्रलाइज्ड कार्बन से एक सेंट्रलाइज्ड कार्बन एटम होगा जिसमें ये एमिनो ग्रुप NH2 लिंक होगा, कार्बोक्सिलिक ग्रुप COOH लिंक होगा, साथ में एक हाइड्रोजन एटम लिंक होंगे, और साथ साथ क्या होगा, कोई ना कोई फंक्शनल ग्रुप R होगा. अब उस सेंट्रलाइज्ड कार्बन एटम को मैं यहाँ पे ड्रॉ कर दे रहा हूँ, इसको इरेज करके. इसको आप नोट कर लीजिए, जल्दी से स्क्रीनशॉट ले लीजिए या नोट कर लीजिए. ठीक है, अब वो सेंट्रलाइज्ड कार्बन एटम में सिंपल फॉर्म ऑफ अमीनो एसिड्स को मैं यहाँ पे डेरिवेट कर दे रहा हूँ. इसको समझा दे रहा हूँ, अच्छे से इसको समझेंगे. पॉइंट ए क्या था, सेंट्रलाइज्ड कार्बन एटम. पॉइंट ए था सेंट्रलाइज्ड कार्बन एटम. तो ये सेंट्रलाइज्ड कार्बन एटम, कार्बन तो मैक्सिमम कितने बॉन्ड हो सकते हैं, 4. ठीक है, इसके एक साइड में कार्बोक्सिलिक ग्रुप था और दूसरे साइड पे NH2 ग्रुप था, और यहाँ पे हाइड्रोजन और यहाँ पे कोई R। ये R कुछ भी हो सकता है, मैंने बताया था कि ये R क्या क्या हो सकता है। ये R सिर्फ हाइड्रोजन हो सकता है, बेंजीन हो सकते हैं, एल्कोहल हो सकता है, ठीक है, मीथेन हो सकता है, ठीक है, मेथिल ग्रुप कुछ भी हो सकता है। तो ये चीज आपको फोकस करनी है, ठीक है। ये बदल जाएगा तो अमीनो एसिड्स के नेम बदल जाएंगे, ठीक है। सिंपल अमीनो एसिड्स, उसके बाद जो कॉम्प्लेक्स अमीनो एसिड्स, ये बनते जाएंगे। सब अमीनो एसिड्स का मैं टाइप बताऊंगा। तो फिलहाल ये जो स्ट्रक्चर दिख रहा है इसको हम लेबल कर दे रहे हैं। दिस वन इज द अल्फा कार्बन। अल्फा कार्बन विच कैन बी एक्सप्लेन एज द सेंट्रलाइज्ड कार्बन एटम। दिस वन इज द फंक्शनल ग्रुप। फंक्शनल group, it may be the hydrogen only, benzene group, alcohol, methyl, or anything, sulfur, anything. Later it will be discussed, but R may be the any kinds of functional group. And C, carbon is centralized carbon. This one is the carboxylic group. Carboxylic group. This is the hydrogen atom. Hydrogen atom, and this one is the amino group, that is amino group. Now back to the different other naming of the amino acid. This is overall is the example of amino acid, but this portion, that is portion from here to here, that is only if you left this part, that is if you left the amino group, the portion except amino acid in the amine group in the overall amino acid is known as keto acid. So this is the keto acid. This one is the keto acids, and including amino acid with the keto acid, there will be the amino acid. So the single amino acids may have the NH2 plus keto acid, NH2 plus keto acids. This one is the amino group. This one is the amino group. So the amino group along with the keto acid group. So what will be the structure of keto acid group? इतने को हम छुपा लेना, जो बचा हुआ दिख रहा है keto acid group. So amino acid group along with the keto acid groups known as the amino acids. Amino group along with the keto acid group collectively known as the amino acid group. Keep in mind. One more interesting things you need to know, that is the Zwitter ion. Actually what happened is during the adverse condition, इसको नोट कर लीजिएगा बैक करके, ठीक है, when the ionic disbalance can be seen, when the ionic disbalance occurred inside the body. Ionic disbalance means when the pH become more or pH become less, then one interesting things can be seen inside the inside the each and every kinds of amino acid. देखो ये एक amino acids का स्ट्रक्चर नहीं है, ये कॉमन सा स्ट्रक्चर जो सभी अमीनो एसिड्स में फॉलो होगा, उस वैल्यू ऑफ R ये बदल जाएगी तो अमीनो एसिड बदल जाएगा। ऐसे 20 अमीनो एसिड्स जो है हमको पढ़ने हैं, 20 टाइप्स ऑफ अमीनो एसिड्स पढ़ने हैं, और 20 टाइप्स ऑफ अमीनो एसिड्स में सबका स्ट्रक्चर जो सेम वाली बातें होंगी, सिर्फ R को छोड़कर सब में ये चीजें कॉमन होंगी। R बदल जाएगा, अमीनो एसिड्स के टाइप बदल जाएंगे, ठीक है। अब एडवर्स कंडीशन में क्या होता है कि इसका जो हाइड्रोजन आयन ग्रुप दिख रहा है, ये हाइड्रोजन आयन, ये यहां से निकल के कहां चला जाता है, इस एमिनो ग्रुप पे जाकर के फिक्स हो जाता है, ठीक है। तो होगा क्या, एक फ्रेश स्ट्रक्चर बनता है, उसको मैं उधर बना दूंगा। देखो जब ये एक पॉजिटिव आयन, यहाँ पे क्या है कार्बन, और यहाँ से जब एक हाइड्रोजन आयन निकल गया तो इस पे एक पॉजिटिव आयन डोनेट करके गया है, यहाँ से एक अपना इलेक्ट्रॉन डोनेट करके गया है, तो इसमें क्या हो जाएगा, इसमें हो जाएगा COO-, क्या हो जाएगा COO-, और इधर क्या हो जाएगा NH3, एक पॉजिटिव आयन, क्योंकि हाइड्रोजन एक आ जाने से पॉजिटिव आयन हो गया, ठीक है। अब नीचे की कंडीशन बिल्कुल सेम रहेगी, यहाँ हाइड्रोजन और यहाँ पे R, तो ये एक ऐसा स्ट्रक्चर बन गया जिसपे पॉजिटिव और एक नेगेटिव आयन बनते हैं, यानी ये एक एम्फोटेरिक नेचर को बता रहा है। द एम्फोटेरिक नेचर ऑफ एमिनो एसिड्स in which the positive and negative ions associate by the interexchange of ions between the carboxylic group to the amino group. The condition is known as Zwitter ion. So this is collectively known as Zwitter ions. So Zwitter ion is the condition. It is not all time present. It is the condition even when carboxylic group share the hydrogen to the amine group, so that the positive and negative property appeared inside the amino group. There will be the Zwitter ion. So the condition in which, write down what is Zwitter ions. The amphoteric properties of amino acid in which ion exchange occurs between the carboxylic group and amine group, between the carboxylic group and the amine group, called Zwitter ion. Zwitter ions. Zwitter ion possesses both positive and negative charge. And the function of Zwitter ion maintain the ionic balance in body. It is responsible to maintain the ionic balance in body, so that Zwitter ions are essential, because many types what happen, our body unable to tolerate the effect of acidity and the basic nature of the body. So when the positive ion increase in our body, then the negative charge of Zwitter ions disable this property, disable that property and tolerate that property. When the negative charge appears, then the positive charge disable that property. So it maintain the pH, actually it maintain the chemical ionic exchange or ionic equilibrium in our body. This is responsible, the Zwitter ion is responsible to maintain the ionic equilibrium. It maintain the ionic equilibrium. So you should note down the Zwitter ions. How do Zwitter ions appear? Zwitter ions appear due to the exchange of hydrogen ion between the carboxylic group to the amino acid. So that is amine group. This is the important characteristics of the unit structure of amine group. Now back to the characteristics and structure of amino acids. This will discuss in next video lecture. Characteristics and structure of amino acids, whatever the types of amino acids and their structure, it will discuss in next video lecture. So you should prepare the whatever the important advantage of proteins, what are the structural units, why it called heteropolymers, and what do you mean by important Zwitter ions. It should be note down with the help of this video lecture by you in your copy. There is no need to extra notes. You should have the heading regarding the structure of monomeric units of proteins and write down the structure of monomeric units of proteins consists of centralized carbon atoms, amino group, carboxylic group, hydrogen ions, hydrogen atoms, and any functional groups. During the adverse condition, the single units of amino acids show the amphoteric property in which both positive and negative ions may present with the amino acid. By the exchange of hydrogen and hydrogen ion between by the exchange of single protons between the carboxylic group to the amine group. This can be explained by you in your own language, and if the examination question appears, draw the structure of Zwitter ions and how do Zwitter ions form. This should be note down and this should be write down by you. So you should make the screenshot of this video in order to note down the important concept of Zwitter ions. In next video lecture you will learn the different other concepts, that is type and structure of amino acids. Thank you.